Hello everybody, Toastbomb here. Today we are going to be talking about glitches in video games and whether they should be embraced by the developer or they should be fixed. Specifically, we're going to be talking about multiplayer games. Now this is a really widely discussed gray area that not a lot of people are sure about, and there's tons of people on either side of the argument. Some would say, obviously, something like Halo 2, the button combos, that was revolutionary and should have been kept in and embraced by Bungie, and they should have kept that for later titles. Other people said that is complete BS, that's cheating, that is something that is not intended in the game, and that shouldn't be a thing that happens. And there have been many instances of this in all of video games, not just Halo. You take a look at World of War with that worm glitch where you'd like slide on the ground and shoot at the same time. Some people thought that was skillful and a thing that should stay in the game. Others hated it and said it should be fixed. Now, to me personally, I think a lot of times glitches should stay in the game and actually benefit it. If you look back to, say, Street Fighter. Okay, so Street Fighter 1 combos very hard. Professional players can't even throw a fireball, which is one of the easiest, most basic moves nowadays in the Street Fighter games. They can't even do that because the timing is way too precise, and because of that, the developers in the next Street Fighter opened up those timings a lot, and that allowed for insane combos for people to create, and it created tons of metagame and completely revolutionized the way fighting games were made and played. And those combos were completely unintentional by the developer. They did not want those things or expect those things to even happen. They were just opening the timing to make it a little bit easier to do the moves in the game. And look at what they did in the later games. They didn't close back up that window or in some other way restrict you from doing combos. No, they completely, fully embraced that combo system and made it part of the game, and it completely revolutionized fighting games as we know them today. Another example, you can look at Quake. Quake's rocket jump was completely unintentional and was a glitch, but turned out, hey, it was actually pretty awesome and a lot of people liked it. And what did they do in the later games? They completely embraced that new glitched mechanic and made it part of the game. And it ended up, actually for a short time, even though it's fallen off recently in more modern games, it revolutionized the way that game and a lot of those 90s shooters were made, and actually created a lot more strategy and depth behind the game, because you can bounce off walls, you can decide, okay, am I too weak to rocket jump, because it does hurt you obviously a little bit, so you need to decide there's this trade-off of rocket jumping and getting up to a spot and hurting yourself or not hurting yourself and going another way around. There's tons of little strategy and metagame elements that get introduced with this mechanic that they have now completely embraced. Now obviously there's also mechanics and glitches that are not so welcome, right? If you can get out of the map, say on Complex, there was that Complex glitch for a while in Halo 4 where you could just go under that ramp. That was complete BS. That made it so every Flood game, just everyone went in there, and just other games like Oddball, people would go in there, and that was just complete baloney. That was not welcome at all. That is not a welcome glitch. But to me personally, I think glitches are kind of like natural evolution. There's this random chance that something happens to this animal or this game. It could completely gimp it and make it totally not work completely, or it could just so happen to be something that is amazing and actually benefits that game or that animal. Just like we saw with the rocket jump, just like we saw with the Street Fighter combos. And I think in recent times, now that you can just automatically update and patch your games, developers too often jump to those conclusions thinking that, oh, it's a glitch, patch it, because I understand why they would. It's something they didn't expect to be in the game. It's something they didn't want. But I think they too often just jump to that conclusion and instantly say, we don't want this, get it out of here. Because we've seen in the past that this is something that can actually revolutionize a game, an entire genre of games. It can completely change the way they are made. We already saw this a little bit in Halo 4 with the super grenade throw. A lot of people thought that should stay in the game because it can add a little bit more depth to your grenade throwing. You have to choose whether or not you should throw the super grenade or not. So you have to know the situations where this type of grenade throw benefits more than the other, all of that stuff, and then you have to choose on the fly. And then also you actually have to be skillful enough to use that super grenade throw because it was actually kind of hard to do with the timing. So I do think in some ways this whole internet system that we have going, where you can instantly update your game almost, relatively instantly compared to what we had before where you had to wait for an entire new game to come out, I think that somewhat killed accidental innovation, which has actually happened a lot more than you maybe would have thought in the past. And I really think it would be a good thing for developers to, before jumping to that conclusion of we need to patch everything that we didn't intend to be in the game, just take a step back and see, does this actually benefit the game? Is this actually cool? Is this something we can embrace? We've already sort of seen glitches and mods embraced by 343 with the whole mini Spartan playlist where they're like, oh, we didn't really want people to be able to make the Spartans small, but they did, and that's actually kinda awesome. Let's just do that, how about? Let's just make a playlist where the Spartans are small. Like, that's pretty awesome, right? That is pretty freaking cool that they just totally embraced a mod that was made by the community. So I think that was really awesome and actually benefited the game. It added some crazy variety in the Action Sack playlist, and that's pretty awesome, right? That's cool. I like that. So I do think that developers should look at these glitches before they completely write them off as potential game improvements to the mechanics, where they could just completely embrace it and say, hey, this is actually a really cool idea. This actually does this. This actually makes this happen and makes the game a lot cooler. So I think they should look at that more often than just completely saying, no, it's a glitch, we didn't want it in there in the first place, so get it out of here. Because I think that takes away from the game's natural evolution. But anyways, that'll be it for this one. And that is also just my opinion. If you liked the video, you can leave a like or a comment, or you can subscribe, because I post new Halo videos every day. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.